Albert Camus is a philosopher many people know for the idea of absurdism, an idea which states that we all search for the meaning of life, the greater good we're born for. But in doing so, we ignore a fundamental truth, that life may be meaningless, and it's not as terrible as it sounds. That's the basic idea of absurdism that many people know about. But is it enough? Definitely not. And that's why, in this video, I'm going to talk about absurdism, Albert Camus, and my own perspective on it. The beginning, Camus' philosophy of absurdity is deeply rooted in his own life. He came from an Algerian farmer's family, and his father died in the First World War when Camus was just a baby. That alone shaped his view of the world and the randomness of existence. Imagine it, a farmer being drafted into a massive war. Absurd. Camus initially aspired to become a footballer, but at the age of 17, another blow came. He was diagnosed with tuberculosis, forcing him to give up that dream. Eventually, he turned to writing. One day, he sat down with his typewriter and wrote, "Mother died today, or maybe yesterday, I don't know." These opening lines from The Stranger set the tone for everything that followed. Through his writing, Camus explored the idea that life has no inherent meaning. But instead of calling it tragic, he presented it as something unanswerable, or perhaps not even a question at all. Imagining Sisyphus happy. You may have heard the story of Sisyphus. If not, here's a quick summary. A man punished by the Greek gods, forced to push a boulder up a hill for eternity, only for it to roll back down every time he nears the top. Camus took this story and made a bold statement. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. This isn't just about Sisyphus. It's about us. We struggle to find meaning, and we suffer when we fail. But Camus suggests something radical. Accept the absurd. Stop demanding answers from life. Instead, live it as an experience. Don't treat life as a countdown between birth and death. Treat it as something to be lived, moment by moment. The core ideas, calling them principles, might not even make sense because absurdism rejects rigid answers. But there are key ideas that shape how one might live as an absurdist. Freedom. Liberation. This is central. Most philosophies talk about freedom, but absurdism actually gives it to you. If nothing has inherent meaning, then you are free. Completely. Indifference. This doesn't mean apathy. It means not giving unnecessary weight to things that cause suffering. If you stop attaching importance to what hurts you, it loses its power over you. Nothing can break you if you stop defining yourself by what breaks. Outlook from other philosophers. Søren Kierkegaard was one of the first to talk about the absurd, the strange nature of existence. But his conclusion was different. He believed in taking a leap of faith, turning to religion. Camus rejected this, calling it philosophical suicide, because it shuts down questioning. Friedrich Nietzsche famously declared, "God is dead," and argued that we should create our own meaning. Jean-Paul Sartre believed similarly, that life has no inherent meaning, but we must assign one ourselves. Camus, however, stood apart. He said, "Don't create meaning, don't search for it. Just accept the absurd and live fully within it." Problems within absurdism. Is absurdism perfect? No philosophy is. One major challenge came from Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor. His philosophy was built on lived experience. He argued that meaning exists, and it's something we discover, not invent. Even in the darkest conditions, people held on to purpose and hope. His question was simple. If there's no meaning, why have hope? This directly challenges absurdism. While Camus says accept meaninglessness, Frankl insists that meaning is essential for survival. My view, from my perspective, absurdism is a powerful way to live, even if it goes against how society operates. It feels like the natural conclusion of nihilism. But I don't fully agree with everything. For example, I don't think it's realistic or even right to eliminate desire. Desire drives us. It keeps us moving forward. I believe in chasing desires, not because they have ultimate meaning, but because they make life worth experiencing. To me, true liberation comes from becoming so capable, so strong, that your very existence creates your freedom. And maybe that's where absurdism meets something more personal. The only way to live in an unfree world is to be so utterly free that your existence is an act of rebellion.